Hello everyone, I hope we're all having a wonderful day. Okay, on this video today we're looking at the National Party conventions. Now what these are is at the end of all the primaries and caucuses, all those delegates who they've been fighting over, they all go down to the National Party convention. It's normally held in the summer before the election in November. Usually the parties choose a swing state to put their convention in the hope that, all those delegates, all that free media in that state will give them an extra couple of percentages or a little bit of a boost in the general election to come in a few weeks' time. Now, the National Party conventions have some formal roles and some informal roles. And what you need to do is use the Bennett book, the page numbers are in your work booklet, to get the grisly details. But basically, their formal functions are to choose the presidential candidate. So the delegates officially vote in something called the roll call vote, where the delegates officially vote for the candidate. Now, if you think about it in reality, though, the winner's already fairly well known before the National Convention. Normally, the winner's already stitched up, the majority of delegates in those primaries well before the convention. The second major role is to choose the vice presidential candidate. Again, in reality, in recent years, this has been done by the presidential candidate before the convention. So you think about the year we just had, Joe Biden announced Kamala Harris was his running mate before the national convention. And then there's other formal roles as well, like choosing the party platform, i.e. the party's manifesto for the upcoming election. There's also a number of informal roles as well, and when you look at these in the Bennett book, you might actually argue that the informal roles today are perhaps more important or have more significance or influence on the election than the formal ones. One of which is party unity, because if you think about it, during the primaries and caucuses, your party has been busy fighting each other with different candidates for who's going to get the nomination. And so at the party convention, there's very often some kind of giant hugging between the candidates and the defeated candidates, saying, I know I said nasty things about them during the primaries, but I didn't really mean it, and actually I love the person who actually won. What I'm going to do, I'm going to show you a little video clip, it's about 4 or 5 minutes long, of the roll call vote in the 2016 election, where Bernie Sanders, who ran Hillary Clinton pretty close in those primaries, or unexpectedly close in those primaries, he officially kind of says, let's stop the delegate vote, let's just all cheer that we would like Hillary Clinton to be our candidate, as a sign of party unity. So I will show that little video to you now. There's lots of cheering and shouting, as we will see, but it's also quite good for showing us a little bit about how the roll call vote of those delegates takes place as well.
How do you cast your 26 votes? I'm Dottie Deans, Chair of the Vermont Democratic Party. On behalf of the great state of Vermont, a state that helped fight and win the revolution that gave birth to our United States of America, the state that helped fight and win the political revolution of 2016, thanks to our Senator Bernie Sanders. A state whose leaders denounced the demagoguery of Joseph McCarthy, and today whose leaders like Madeleine Kunin, Howard Dean, Peter Welch, and our own Senator Leahy speak out against the modern-day McCarthy, Donald Trump. On behalf of the home state of Senator Bernie Sanders, who has changed the trajectory of this country in a way that will make the lives of working Americans better for generations to come. Vermont, cast our votes. Vermont casts our votes. 22 votes for our beloved Senator Sanders. present our Senator Bernie Sanders.
Thank you. Madam Chair, I move that the convention suspend the procedural rules. I move that all votes cast by delegates be reflected in the official record. And I move that Hillary Clinton be selected as the nominee of the Democratic Party for President of the United States.
Thank you, Senator Sanders. Senator Sanders has moved in the spirit of unity to suspend the rules. To suspend the rules and nominate Hillary Clinton by acclamation as the presidential candidate of the Democratic Party. Is there a second? All in favor of the motion say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
Okay, so you can see there what the convention looks like, or the masses in the hall. Hillary Clinton did the exact same thing to Barack Obama in 2008, where she said, let's suspend the roll call, let's all yell and scream in favour of Barack Obama. Okay, so unity is really important. Now, obviously, during these conventions, you're basically getting free advertising as well. And what often do the opinion polls is they often look at the polling before the convention and afterwards. And if there's been an increase in votes for your party, like your candidate seems more significant or whatever, they call that the post-convention bounce. Sometimes it can work the other way, where actually voters may have been put off your candidate for various reasons during the convention as well. So I found some of the figures for what happened in 2020. So if you give me a moment or two, I'll put them on the screen as well. So here you can see the 2020 figures, and again, there was no real bounce for either Biden or Trump. In fact, both of them probably lost out very, very slightly. So you see here, Joe Biden, he basically, he gained by 1% in the, so suppose he had a 1% bounce in the opinion polls, 51 to 52%. Donald Trump 43-43. But you can see actually on the screen here how very few people are actually undecided about these candidates. In 2016, you can see a bigger difference. You can see that Hillary Clinton had a 3-point bounce in the 2016 convention, and Donald Trump actually went the other way. He went 4 points down in that convention. Again, what impact this has on the actual general election is actually negligible, because as we all know, Donald Trump may have had a 4-point deflation, if you like, in the convention, but he actually went on to win the presidency, didn't he? So these can be exaggerated. I think what's probably more significant is just how far ahead or not candidates are quite early on in the campaign and for a substantial part through it. So you can see here Joe Biden is well ahead of Donald Trump pre and post convention, and those figures have remained much the same since the election, even up till, this has been recorded just the days after the debates. and Hillary Clinton and Trump was always much closer. Okay, still you see Clinton ahead. Well, actually, she's not ahead. Actually, she's 40 to 44 and 43 to 40. So her lead, if you like, post convention was much more rocky than Joe Biden's has been. But I suppose, you know, every vote counts, and if it's a particularly close election, then a good convention can do you good. What I'm going to do, I'm going to stop this video and then do a part 2 with a few more ins and outs on the primaries and a few more things to show you. So, yeah, so look forward to seeing you in part 2.